alongside the head coach of UVA-Wise men's and women's cross-country teams, Donald Leech. Coach, you've had a 2-week layoff now with fall break. You're heading down to Greensboro this week to race at Wingate. How do you think the layoff will impact your runners?
Potentially good and bad. The layoff has given them a little bit of a rest from a very hard sequence of training and racing, so they had a little bit of a recovery before we peak for the end of the season. The risk is sometimes they can get a little bit rusty during that layoff.
You talk about rust. Is there any type of training program you send home with them for fall break to keep them prepared and in race condition?
Yeah, each one gets an individualized, on-paper program that they can follow day by day while they're home, and hopefully most of them have followed that.
Well, since you've returned back now, it's Thursday, so you've had 3 days with the team. How's conditioning been going? How's practice been going with both the men's and women's team?
It's been going very well. We'd had early season injury issues, and those are mostly over, resolved. We've had some really good practices from pretty much the entire team, both teams, and they're running great, feeling good.
Competition this week, is this NAIA, Division II, D1, everybody? What's competition will be like down in Wingate?
It's a smallish race, but the Division II, but as I've been doing most of the season, I'm finding some very challenging competition. For example, one of the teams there, Mount Olive, their men's team is nationally ranked, and the women's team is regionally. Wingate, their women's team, is regionally ranked. These are in a different region to us, but they're still high rankings, and their men's team is very good. So as I've done in other races, I've set some very fast teams for our runners to chase after and try and up their performance.
How long are the races this weekend?
The usual distances, it will be 8K for the men, 5K for the women.
And what can you tell us about the course?
It's mostly wooded, some rolling, generally considered fairly fast. One of our faster courses we've run on, and the runners love running through wooded trails. We're looking forward to some good conditions. From what I've heard from the coach at Wingate, he reported it's dry and in good shape and ready to go.
Coach, this is your final meet before the conference championship at Concord. What are some goals you have for the runners going into their final tune-up?
The main thing we're actually looking for is the mental part of running. Physically, they're in good shape and fresh. Just getting the mental part, get confidence up, especially those who had dealt with injury issues. The other runners, to see if they can run hard and get some good times. It's a confidence builder. It's also a troubleshooter. We're replicating the preparation for the final race, and if a runner has some troubles, we can troubleshoot it now, so that when we get to the championship race, we can tweak and be on target.
That's head coach Donald Leech. His teams are at Wingate this weekend down in Greensboro. You can find the results of both the men's and women's team on our website, which is uvawisecavs.com.